In the quiet village of Ravon, life was simple. Each morning, Erev walked into the forest, collecting firewood, humming to himself, while the breeze carried the scent of pine and wildflowers. For him, it was just another day. But deep within these woods, change was waiting. The sun was high, but the forest remained cool and calm. Arin worked in silence, stacking firewood beside an old tree stump. Each chop echoed through the woods, steady, careful. He had done this 100 times, but today felt different. Something in the air had changed. That afternoon, the forest was quieter than usual. Arin shifted the firewood on his shoulder, and then he saw it. A small rabbit, peeking at him from the bushes, its eyes, curious, almost watching him. But before Arin could move, it vanished. The next day, Arin returned, and this time, the rabbit didn't run. He knelt down, smiling softly, and pulled a carrot from his bag. The rabbit twitched its nose, stepped closer, and then it happened. A single touch, and the forest lit up with sparkles. Arin froze. The rabbit was glowing, and then it spoke. "Don't be afraid," its voice soft, like the wind through the trees. "The magic lets you hear me now. We need your help. Before the darkness swallows our home." Arin's breath caught. He wasn't dreaming. This was real. Arin hesitated for a moment, then followed. The white rabbit hopped ahead, its glow lighting the path. He passed streams that shimmered like liquid glass, mushrooms that pulsed with a soft blue light, and trees so tall they seemed to touch the stars. Every step felt like crossing into a dream. And yet, something told him this was only the beginning. And then, the trees opened. Arin's breath caught. Before him lay a village of wonders. Lanterns swayed from branches, rabbits with painted markings whispered to one another, and bridges of woven vines stretched across glowing streams. At the center stood the chief, tall, calm, and wise. His voice carried through the air. "Welcome, Arin. We have been waiting for you." For centuries, the chief said, his voice steady. Our tribe lived in peace. But then, it came. A shadow, born of greed and darkness, feeding on the forest's magic. Every day, it grows stronger. And if it is not stopped, your world and ours will fade into nothing. Arin swallowed hard. He didn't know how, but he knew one thing. He couldn't walk away. Arin looked at the chief, then at the frightened faces of the tribe. He couldn't walk away. "I'll help you," he said. The chief's eyes softened. "Then you're braver than most, young one." And as the sun rose over the hidden village, Arin's heart burned with a new purpose. This was no longer just about firewood. It was about saving two worlds. Arin stepped beyond the safety of the village, and the forest changed. The air grew heavy, the sunlight dimmed. Even the birds were silent. Beside him, the white rabbit's glow flickered nervously. And then from the corner of his eye, he saw it. A shadow, watching, waiting. Arin's heart pounded. From the mist, it came. A shape of darkness, with eyes like burning coals. The rabbit pressed closer. "Run!" it cried. And Arin ran, through tangled roots, over shimmering streams, while the shadow followed closer and closer, its roar shaking the trees. Arin ran until his lungs burned, and then the forest changed again. He stumbled into a grove of light. Golden flowers glowed like tiny suns, water whispered against ancient stones, and carved runes shimmered as if alive. The rabbit turned to him and said, "This is where it begins." The chief rabbit stepped forward, his staff glowing with ancient power. "This forest chose you, Arin," he said, "and now it will lend you its strength." Arin gripped the staff. The rune's pulsed light surged through his hands, and for the first time, he felt the magic of the forest, alive inside him. The forest fell silent. Arin stood still, his staff glowing faintly. But behind him, the shadow moved, its eyes burning red. Its whisper, "Cold as night, you are mine." The rabbit's glow flared. "Arin!" it cried. He turned, and light met darkness. Light met shadow. The ground split beneath them. Trees shuddered, and the air burned with raw magic. Arin struck a burst of light tearing through the darkness. The shadow roared, its claws whipping like storms. "Hold your ground!" the rabbit cried, and with every strike, Arin's power grew brighter, until even the night began to fade. Arin's hands trembled, but he didn't stop. With one final breath, he raised his staff. Light exploded, brighter than dawn, shattering the shadows roar into silence. The mist dissolved. The darkness was gone. And for the first time in days, the forest breathed again. The shadow was gone, and the forest sang again. The chief rabbit stepped forward, his eyes warm. "You have saved us all," he said. He placed a crystal in Arin's hands, its light as pure as the sunrise. And as Arin walked back to his village, the forest whispered softly, "Our hero has returned." That night, under the starlit sky, Arin placed the crystal on his window. It glowed softly, a reminder that courage had brought magic back to the forest. And somewhere, deep in the woods, the white rabbit watched and smiled. Arin may just be a boy, but his courage lit up an entire forest. If this magical adventure warmed your heart, don't forget to like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe for more enchanting tales. And if you're ready for your next journey, tap one of these videos now. Your next adventure is just a click away.